Hello, I'm here with the Cape Cod Theatre Company, home of the Harwich Junior Theatre. And specifically, we have Tammy and Nina and Susan Kossoff, who has come to talk to us about her participation in the show coming up, Doubt. So it's great to have you all here.
Thank you,
Dinah.
Good
Yeah.
to be here.
Thanks, Dinah.
What would you like to start with? I know you have so much going on. You want to start with classes? I know you have a bunch of classes.
We have an exciting class roster coming up because we've introduced dance at the theater this year. So our open house will be this Saturday. It will be at the theater and also at the Arts Center. So you can come to the 105 Division Street or go, if you're interested in seeing the new space where we'll be doing our dance classes. You can also go to 265 Sisson Road, the Arts Center, which is also where Doubt is being performed. So it's a very multi-use space. It is the Arts Center. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So the new classes we're going to be offering are 4 levels of tap dance from 6 years old up to adults, teen and adult class. We have an elementary modern dance class. We have ballet 1 and 2, which is for 6 and 7-year-olds, and ballet 3 plus, which goes up to I think age 12. We also are having a really exciting hip hop class. That's not on the website yet. I have to get that up. We're still figuring out the times. But,
People love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the young woman who's teaching it is a former student. She's now a senior at Barnstable High School. But she has been traveling for the last, I would say, 6 years all around the world teaching and performing as a hip hop artist. She's danced in Brazil, Colombia, 16 of the United States of America, and she is in music videos with Justin Bieber. She's fabulous. So that should be really fun. And so we're looking forward to that.
Doesn't sound like she has time for school.
Well, yes, you're right. But somehow she's managing to make her grades.
That is so fabulous.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah, and then of course all of our great theater classes that we've had for 68 years now. Creative drama 1 and 2, creative movement for our pre-K kindergarten audience. We have a technical theater class that will be on Saturdays now. We've changed some of the times around Broadway Kids, which we've moved to a Monday slot. So there's just a lot going on at the theater.
Yes.
Hope everyone will sign up for classes.
Quite an array. That's fabulous. Good. Okay. So on to the shows.
Yes.
Right? You have a world premiere coming up?
Yes, we have the world premiere of Crude, which is the climate change musical. And it was a finalist in the New York Musical Theater Festival. Maureen Condon, who actually lives on the Cape, wrote the music and the book for it. And it's an intriguing look at, big business and climate change and how the two intersect. It really focuses on an oil tycoon father and his daughter, who is an environmentalist, but also his press agent. And she wants to turn the company green. And it's about how all the subterfuge and
tension between them.
And the tension between them and how, she finally, makes her points, but not without a lot of struggle. So that's exciting. It's funny, but it's also, very timely, of course.
Yes.
And then
Couldn't be more so.
Right.
And it's a musical.
It's a musical, but that's not till October 10th. Before that, we have Doubt, a Parable.
Yes.
At the Arts Center on Sisson Road, and that opens Friday night, and it goes through September 29th. And the acting is phenomenal. And
it's one of my favorite plays.
Well, I'll let Sue talk about it.
It's really an excellent play.
It is. It's so beautifully put together.
Crafted,
yes, really.
It is. And I know a lot of people are familiar with the movie, but it's quite different. I think it's.
It is quite different.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's a better vehicle. It's a wonderful actor's vehicle.
I do too. I think it has enormous resonance when you see it on stage. It's really powerful.
Well,
really
Tammy
powerful.
and Nina came to see it last night, so
Yeah.
they can give all the accolades.
Well, we haven't really stopped talking about it because each of the characters are so, grounded in their own truth or how they perceive
I
the
know,
truth.
I know.
So it's really the audience's perception and maybe the audience's hope of what actually happens. But
Right.
there's a big dilemma, and you can see all sides of it, and it's intriguing, it's passionate, and it's spiritual. There's a lot to it, and not having grown up Catholic with nuns, and priests, it's very informative about the tensions between the nuns and the priests. I never knew before that priests and the men in that it's such a patriarchy, that the nuns really did not have the power when it came to
The power structure is really very, very different.
right, and
Yep.
how even the idea that a nun and a priest could not be alone together in a room, without another nun there, was really it kind of I never knew that. It fascinated me. But the acting is phenomenal. We have Jane Staub as Sister Aloysius. Jim Byrne is Father Flynn, and Martha Paquin is Sister James, and Sarah Ann Samito is Mrs. Muller. So it's, we were both like floored last night. And then also in competition with Doubt this weekend, we have Unbox by the Movimento Company, which is a phenomenal dance company with dancers from Brazil, from Canada, from the United States, and some local dancers. And what they're doing is they've created this incredible environment at the theater with all these boxes hanging, and they dance with them. And it's all about how we as humans, we create boxes around ourselves, both externally with our houses, with our art, with our minds. We compartmentalize. So it's all about the exploration of boxes and structures. So, but it's done through dance, and it's very theatrical and very moving. So I hope people come to that. That opens tomorrow night, and it goes through Saturday night at 7:30.
Okay. And so those dates are the 19th of September
Right.
through the 21st.
Right.
Yes, okay. And that's on the main stage.
That's on the main
Okay.
stage.
And Doubt is up at the Arts Center.
That's right.
Okay. And is that a black box space? Or
Well,
is there a proscenium of
No,
some sort?
I guess it's not a black box, but it's a box.
Okay. Speaking of boxes, right? We have boxes everywhere. Okay. Right.
But we put a platform, so the audience is really up, the
Oh.
second row, so the viewing is excellent.
Okay.
And it only seats how many?
I heard the capacity is
It's 40. Yeah,
So
so
it'll be very intimate.
it'll be very intimate.
which I think is great
It's
for that
perfect
play.
for that show.
Yeah.
Perfect
Yeah.
for that show.
I hope you'll see it.
Okay. So you've kind of covered the.
Well, I'll tell you about the holiday show if you want.
Please do. Absolutely. Please do. Yes. Love to hear.
We are doing the regional premiere of Elf the Musical.
Oh, fun.
So we want to, inspire everyone's inner elf. And,
Okay.
and that will be a lot of fun. And Bob Wilder, our musical director, is directing that with Suzette Hutchinson. Crude, we have Chris Morris as musical director, and Fran Lautenberger, who taught at the University of Alaska, and her husband was an environmentalist. He was an environmental scientist, and she's directing Crude. So she taught.
She was not an oil tycoon, though.
No, but she
Okay.
taught cost. She was in theater,
Okay.
which is like being an environmentalist.
Yes,
really.
of course. Right. But she and her husband were on the same page with
Yes.
that. Yes. Right. Okay. Well,
So-
it sounds absolutely wonderful. What a great array of things to
Well,
look forward
thank you.
to.
Also, I could mention, just for teachers out there, that our school matinees, we're only having one school matinee for ELF. So if teachers want to get tickets to that for their students, they should contact me right away at the theater. That's going to be on December 11th at 9:30 a.m. Only one school matinee
one.
for ELF. There is also the Youth Climate Change Summit, which is started by youth on Cape Cod who are dealing specifically with issues of climate change. They're going to have their summit at our theater and the Arts Center on November 6th, and part of that summit will be workshops, but also they'll be seeing Crude the musical.
Oh, wonderful.
And so I
It's a
think,
great tie-in,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So that's exciting, and I think that if schools have environmental groups and they're not part of the Youth Climate Change Summit, that they can find that online and be part of that entire day, which will be fascinating.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Theater of the Oppressed, that workshop?
Oh, absolutely, yes. In fact, will you talk about Theater of the Oppressed workshop, Sue?
Are you going to be running that, Sue?
I'm not
She's not running
actually,
it.
but a colleague of mine is, who is deeply entrenched in that whole movement in theater. And she did a workshop here a few years ago, but I've also co-taught with her.
And what is her name?
Ellie Friedland.
Okay.
And it's really quite a process, and I think that it's, for me, it was a very different approach to theater, but it uses some of the kinds of improvisational activities, but with a real lens on social justice and how to develop collaboration among people to create change and social change. So, and I think she's a really good teacher, and I think it's something that other teachers can use. And I don't just mean theater people, but other people.
Right, of course,
Absolutely.
of course.
And
Yeah.
Ellie is a phenomenal teacher. Nina and I both took a workshop with Top Lab in New York many years ago, and Ellie is just as great as any of those top teachers for Theater
Oh,
of the
yeah, she
Oppressed.
is.
And it's fun. It's absolutely
It's enlightening.
eye-opening and enlightening.
course,
It
yeah.
makes you really look at things differently.
And when is this?
This
And
is
how long is it?
October 5th and 6th.
Okay.
And it's a 2-day intensive workshop from
Okay.
12 to 3 on Saturday, the 5th, and 12 to 4 on the 5th and 12 to 3 on the 6th.
Okay.
We got a grant from the Gale Fund, which is part of the Cape Cod Foundation. And so it's a really inexpensive workshop for the amount of time that they're getting in this really intensive training.
Right.
It's fabulous.
And particularly, I think, for teachers or for people who work in social situations, you really examine the dynamics of power and control. And it can fit into any situation. So I think for people who are in social services, in school
Or
settings,
schools, yeah.
or in medical settings, that it's a really important, examination of how we interact with each other.
Are you looking at this as an adult program?
It is
Okay.
for older teenagers and
Okay.
adults. I
Okay.
believe we have 10th grade through adult on there.
Okay. And is there a cost? I
There
know
is
you
a
said there's a
cost.
grant
I believe
covering
it's-
a good bit of
it's-
it, but
It's very inexpensive. I believe it's $50 for both days.
It's for 7
That's
hours.
very,
yeah,
very-
that's a lot.
it's a wonderful
It might
deal.
be more
A
than
lot of
that, too.
hours, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds great.
It's hard to keep track.
Well, you're doing such exciting things. It's
Well,
really
thank
wonderful.
you.
Hoping to
Thank
catch
you.
all of these things.
Oh,
And,
wonderful.
thank you so much for coming in. And
Thank
Susan,
you.
it's so nice to have you here.
Thank
you
you.
are a legend in your own time. It's so
She
great to
sure
have
is.
you here.
Thank you
So,
very much.
Absolutely.
very nice. So, this is Dinah Lane for Channel 18. Thank you so much.